Hey all, welcome to Gravity Rush. Post commentary today, not because of any recording error, but just because kind of have to do a lot of cutting here to make this video have anything like decent pacing, because we're going to be doing some challenge missions that we didn't do earlier. Not a whole lot to say about these. I think this is like, in the early game, if you're taking on these, this is probably where the most, like, interesting early game missions are, but you know, we're past the point where we need to rely on these, but they're still fun. They give you an opportunity to play with the mechanics of just moving around, being all like, hey, I can do this, ain't that cool? But yeah, right now I think there's like more types that show up later. I can't remember for certain. That might just be in the sequel. But yeah, for now, all we have are just this type, which is hit a bunch of dudes, as many as you can within the time limit, which tend to go on for a little while just because it's a basic loop of enemies that repeat. And you also have races that are basically just get to the specific goal point, or rather get through the specific series of goal points in as quick a time as possible. Obviously these are a little easier to do once you have some of the upgrades, but also these are one of the things you're going to be wanting to do to get more upgrades, so it's kind of a weird little oxymoron in that respect, but oh well. Or not oxymoron, what's the term I'm trying to think of? I don't know, I'll probably catch it later. I can't be certain of anything. Also, I don't know what was going on there with that loud cracking noise. That wasn't in the game audio. That was just in the video file for some reason. Yeah, after the first loop of these, I'm just gonna speed these up because, you know, not super interesting to just watch this over and over again, but hey, look at there. Yeah, I guess since we've pretty much exhausted everything there is to say about these, I guess let's just say words that will inevitably date this video for no real reason. So at the time of recording this, it is the 6th of November? I want to say 6th. It's like midnight, but you know, same difference. The election has taken a good little bit of time to tally all the votes or anything, but it's looking more likely than not that Biden's going to win. And that has nothing to do with what I wanted to say here, and yeah, here's just me going to the next place town. These are all marked on the map, so I didn't feel much of a need to show me getting there. Just like, you can figure it out on your own pretty easily just by highlighting the thing on the map. But yeah. Anyway, that's been going on, so that's made my mind a little weird, because, you know, election season, kind of that tends to draw the tension away from, like, everything else happening around it, and all that jazz. But also, at this point, it's basically stagnated, and it's like, alright, there's not really much point thinking about this anymore. So, because of that, I meant to, like, record this commentary for this about 3 days ago, but it just hasn't been. However, I have been working since then, obviously, and I don't have a whole lot of particularly insane stories, but I do have one, which is this one guy came in. He wanted to get a phone, and what you do at Walmart, I don't know if I've explained this before, but if you want to get a phone from a Walmart, at least the one I work at, basically we have these little cards that you bring out and like you bring to the associates working in electronics, or to someone from the phone company who also happens to be there but isn't technically working for the store. And basically, you give it to them and they check for the phone, and if they have it in, then that's when you buy the phone. Because, I don't know, making things more complicated for... I mean, in the case of phones, it makes a little more sense since, you know, those are a lot easier to steal. And that's just how they usually do it. But, I don't know, it's just weird in conjunction with all the other things Walmart does to kind of just waste the employees' time. But I don't know. But back to the story, this guy, like, wants this phone. It's like a cheap little $40 phone. I look, we don't have it in. The guy seems very visibly outraged. And so then he's like, he picks out a different phone. We don't have that one either. And so then he picks up a different phone. And we do have this phone. So he asks, how much is that phone? It's $30. It's less than the two phones he was wanting to get before were. So he's like, alright, and then he goes to pick up a different phone that is more expensive. Like, it's a $60 phone. And he asks if we have that. I look, we do. He's like, alright, I'll buy that phone for the price of this one. He points to the $40 phone. And, like, it should be obvious to anyone who's ever shopped retail before in their lives, but we can't do that. And basically what he's saying is, because we have the cards out, that means that it's false advertising if we don't have the actual phones in. Therefore, we need to compensate him by giving him a more expensive phone for the price of the old phone. And I don't know where the fuck he heard this, but I guess he did somewhere, or he was just bullshitting us because we wanted to get a more expensive phone. I don't know. The guy didn't seem too bright. So I tell him, sir, we can't do that. I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, you can. You're an associate. I'm like, yeah, an associate. That doesn't mean that I can just override store protocol. Like, this isn't literally what I say to him, but, you know. You get what I'm trying to say. Also, this is an interesting mission here, because you have to use specifically the stasis throw to hit enemies. And it's a bit jank for reasons you can probably tell if you're paying attention to the tutorial prompts at all. But yeah, so eventually he's just like, alright, can you get a manager? Because I need to have some words with them. I'm like, okay. But they're going to tell you the same thing I told you. So I call the manager. The manager takes like 20 minutes to come, like always. And in the time it takes the manager to come, someone else comes. The guy thinks he's the manager. He's not. He's just someone who works in sporting goods who happened to be over there. He's like, he explains the situation to the guy. He's like, okay, we can't do that though. Like, we don't have the authorization to do that at all. and also explains that he isn't the manager. Then the manager, one of the managers does come, and he explains the situation to her. She's like, "We can't do that, sir." And he starts talking about how I know business, and y'all need to... He's just talking bullshit, basically. He's trying to say that we... Like, that he was doing our job for us because he went to customer service. And, by the way, this was at 7:30. Or not even 7:30, I think it was just like 7. But the point being, customer service, at my store at least, closes at 6. So, no, he didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure his business that he knows is just reselling shit on eBay. But, yeah. Meet a lot of weird people at Walmart. Like, people who apparently don't know how retail work actually works at all. It's like, I've probably told the story of the one lady who bought the wrong phone and then decided to harass me for like 20 minutes over it. Because she didn't realize anything before. But that's like a long story and we only have like 3 minutes left to go, so I'm not going to get into that here. And I might have even brought it up in one of the Yuka videos. I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, people are weird, and that's about it. Anyway, back to the game. We've pretty much done all of these little challenge things, except for the DLC, which I was kind of debating whether I wanted to do the little DLC challenges you get in these videos. Specifically, like, with the main, like, base game challenges. Because you do get, like, a little bit of extra missions like this with the DLC. And I made an attempt here, and that basically cemented me as not wanting to do them. Because this one, I feel like I did pretty well on. I came in a decent amount below getting the gold. And I'm not going to go absolutely out of my way to get the gold on everything if I just can't do it. But I'm going to at least put in a good amount of effort. And this one... Yeah, I didn't even finish this one, as you're about to see. I'm also not sure what hit me here. But yeah, these are kind of blatantly intended to be done later on, like after you've gotten a few more upgrades. But yeah, we found one of these two traveling couple peoples in the previous video, and here's the other one that we didn't see organically during the game. Yeah, I think we saw the husband in part 5, I believe. It was the other one I didn't post. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much more than that. Next time, we will be taking on the... We'll be actually progressing the story, not just, like, doing some side shenanigans. So, see y'all then. Later.